Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And what do you imagine? Do you get that imagination is the beginning of the creative process? So if you can't imagine something, guess what? Nothing in your life is going to change. Think about what commercials are doing. They're getting you to imagine that their drug is going to bring your life to this way. They're getting you to imagine what eating this type of food will do for you. They're getting you to imagine if you're driving this car. They're getting you to imagine if you wear this makeup, if you use this wrinkle cream. And I know you're all saying, Lee, you need to use some of that wrinkle cream. No, I don't. Imagination is critical to changing your life. If you can't imagine it, there's no possibility that your life will ever change. The key thing is, a lot of times when people do use imagination, they're thinking really far out. Can you imagine being a billionaire? Well, if you're in debt, imagining being a billionaire, that's a fantasy. Everything, I believe, needs to be chunked down into believable steps, believable ways of living. In other words, I'm teaching a class tonight. Can I imagine 25 students in the class on Zoom? That's a good imagination. Why? Because in the past, the most I've had is 16. 25 versus 16, that's big, isn't it? Think about that. I'm imagining something and I'm becoming the person who would have that. I'm already thinking about how do I manage a group that big on Zoom? Imagination comes into play in every aspect of our day. If you're doing the same routine day in, day out, with no imagination of growth, of expansion, of a greater experience, you're not going to keep that up. Or you're going to be so numbed out, so bored, that you're going to be looking for something to stimulate you. Ergo, addictions. You'll start turning to drugs, booze, gambling, sex, whatever it is. All addictions are really masking the fact that you've stopped creating and you don't have anything in your life that you're juiced about. And if you're not juiced about something, I'm going to tell you a secret. Why are you alive? I'm asking you to ask yourself a question. If you're not juiced about something, why are you alive? What's your purpose for living? I believe the purpose for living is to create a greater life than you've ever imagined, and to continually do that to the day you breathe that last breath and move on to whatever happens after this life. I can't imagine being retired. I'd be bored out of my mind. Yesterday, I spent 6 hours studying. Why? Because I'm imagining a greater me. I'm imagining a way I can help greater numbers of people discover themselves. I'm juiced. I slept like a rock last night. You sleep great when you're moving towards something you desire. You know, the thing about desire is I do have them, but I'm not attached to how and when they show up. That's really the key. If you anticipate how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, you're going to be gravely disappointed. The fact of the matter is, I imagine the feeling of anything more than the number or the quantification of anything. So I was talking earlier about 25 students in class. What would it feel like to be in an energy of 25 students who are grasping concepts that are on the leading edge of spirituality? That's what I'm thinking. What's the energy? Because I know the greater numbers of people that are aligned with a specific thing, the greater the energy, and everyone gets to feel that energy. That's powerful to me. And I think there's a limit. I think, someone said small groups. I don't know what the definition of a small group is. Could be 2, could be 150. Psychology says the maximum group that anyone can deal with is about 150. After that, if new people come in, old people fall out. I don't know that to be true. I'm going to find out. So I'm going to ask you this question. You get to imagine your day. Can you imagine one thing new and different, a feeling, whether it's feeling abundant, whether it's feeling health, whether it's feeling connected, whether it's feeling wisdom, whether it's feeling, I have the power of imagination. I just forgot it. And today, I'm going to use it. It's a great day to begin, and you can do it. Much love, everyone.